Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries. Today, hope you're well, which is a relative concept, especially for me, but I hope you're, I don't know, consuming oxygen. Okay, I preview today as being closeted in high school something. What I'm gonna do, I don't want this to come across as like some bad teen rom-com montage makeover. But it did happen suddenly, and there was a flip, and I'm going to walk you through how I made that transition into being closeted in the high school part. The junior high part was hell, 7th and 8th. Then we're talking about 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We're not talking about 10th, as we all know. It's in the book. So here's how this whole rom-com makeover from hell came. So I go into my beloved 7th through 12th private high school in Santa Monica. And of course, the first day in 7th grade, I'm called an FAG. How progressive, Crossroads. And so all through 7th grade, I'm taunted. My best friend and they sort of lumped me in with him. And then, not that like, we were like boyfriends or anything, but like, look at them. So it got worse with me. My best friend was very mature, and he was very accustomed to disappearing. Not in fear, but just dropping out. He was a master of that. I was not a master of it. I learned a little bit from him, but I would be the one stuck in the chair getting the tomatoes thrown at him. So 7th and 8th grade, to everyone, I'm a total FAG nerd. I'm skinny, I'm hideous, whatever. 8th grade, okay, by 8th grade rolls around, 8th grade, I'm still getting this crap. And there was a, what do you call them? Where you give the anonymous gift giving, anonymous whatever it was, I don't know. It has a name. So that gift giving trade-off thing that you do occurred, I don't know, like in the end of 7th or 8th, early 8th. And my gift swap was, what I got was a box with a frilly pair of panties and a bottle of baby oil. Like I needed to change my diapers, and the frill was supposed to infer that I'm an FAG, whatever. So I had it at that point. I had it. I mean, I was over it. It was okay when I was in 4th grade with all my brothers and sisters because it was not an issue. Then I get put into this really, 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 really rich white school. And then I get put into this really, really, really rich white high school. I don't mean to harp on the ethnicity, but I come from a kind of different background than these kids did. Many. So here I am in 8th grade. I fucking had it with this shit. So, okay, I decided some kind of vague, like, okay, I was really skinny, and now it's fashionable. Back then in the 80s, you usually had to be kind of like buff a little bit at least. So I thought, okay, well, why don't I start working out? So in the back patio of my house, I think I had there were some leftover weights, and then I got like a bench, for pressing. So my dad, I remember my dad, I don't want to trigger anybody, but he came in when I was working out once. My dad, he didn't live, he came from his place, and he goes like this while I'm working out about how thin I was. I don't know how to say the word, but ismorphia day. Audi Bay, if you understand that, it was instant, and it was for the rest of my life. I never wore a t-shirt hardly until I got hardcore. So I'm working out, and it's like miserable, and I'm taking these little tablets that used to take to it was called Weight On. Okay, so that's in the midst, and I'm still early 8th grade, late 8th grade, or mid whatever, and I've decided this is not working. I either stay a nerdy, dorky FAG to these people, or I blow them out the back of the audience through the wall and into the street. So I'm a disco boy, as I've mentioned many a time. I grew up a disco boy. I know more about LA and disco boys and disco. And we've covered all that from the mid-70s to 79. So here's this disco boy, and he's decided, so he's not considered a nerdy FAG his whole life in high school. He's got to swap, switch, do something. So while I'm doing these little workouts in the back patio of my home, I got the first Pretenders album. I don't know if somebody gave it to me or I heard about it or whatever. The minute I played the Pretenders' first album, boom, everything switched. The disco flew out my brain, and the Pretenders' first album flew in my brain. I don't know how that happened. It's a real big switch, but I was working out and I was listening to that Pretenders album, and I must have listened to it 50 times in a row. And then that was it. It was kind of an overnight. So what I started to do was, my girlfriend and my other two besties, soon to be, were hip. Of course, my girlfriend was the hippest thing, and like, she was 10 years ahead of her time. And so I started silently, I had a bit of a crush on her since 7th grade, but let's just not go there. It's way too confusing.